And welcome, everyone, to another Slice of Sci-Fi. I'm Michael Armenenge.
I'm Brian Brown. And we also have Megan Zier over there as well, running our camera, as always.
Yeah, I'm here. Thank God my name is there, but it's spelled
That's fine. And on the phone with us today, we have Isaac Marion. Now, the name may not necessarily ring any bells, but what we're going to talk to him about definitely will. Warm Bodies. He is the author of the book, and also the movie's coming out soon, so we're going to talk to him a little bit about that. Welcome, Isaac.
Thank you.
So, Warm Bodies was, we just watched the trailer and I think the first 4 minutes of it. So, we'd heard a little bit about it, but we really didn't know a whole lot about it. So, why don't you just kind of give our listeners an overview of what Warm Bodies is about?
It's about a zombie who wishes to be a little more than that, and he kind of goes about this process of transformation via a relationship with a human girl who sort of helps him rediscover humanity.
And in the movie specifically, Nicholas Hoult plays our zombie R. So Megan was pointing this out that it sounds a lot like.
Yeah, it's based on Romeo and Juliet, right? Or it's inspired by it.
There's sort of a running joke or a running theme in there that connects to that, but I wouldn't go as far as say it's based on it, but they're definitely
inspired.
Inspired by.
Inspired by sounds better.
Exactly. That means you could have been thinking about it while you were writing.
Yeah. It's definitely in there, but it's not like a modern retelling of Shakespeare or anything quite that extreme.
Yeah, it's not Shakespeare with zombies? What?
Not quite.
Now the actual book title is a little different than the movie title, correct?
No, that's the title.
It's
Warm Bodies is the actual
and then
title.
you have a second book or a prequel, is that correct?
Yeah, the prequel is called The New Hunger.
That's the one. That's the one I was seeing, is The New Hunger. Okay, that's it.
Yeah.
And what's the New Hunger about?
It's like you said, it's a prequel. It takes place 7 years prior, and it's a novella, so it's not like a majorly epic story, but it's kind of about an early encounter in these characters' lives, in the younger stages of their lives, and in R's case, his first few days as a zombie, where he's trying to figure out who and what he is. And so it's kind of just a couple days in this early history time that sort of will lead into the eventual sequel, kind of sets things up for the sequel.
Now, I know we're really excited and waiting for this movie to come out, but I always like to ask authors this when they, how much of the book actually did make it to the screen? How accurate are they with the telling of the story?
As far as content and what happens and the characters and everything, it's more than usual. I would say, especially for a book that wasn't a huge phenomenon when it was optioned. I mean, it wasn't even on shelves yet at the point that they optioned it. So, given all that, I'm actually very surprised and pleased at how faithful of an adaptation it is. Of course, things always change to some extent. Particularly, kind of in the overall mood and tone of it is a little bit more towards comedy than the book is. Although the book has a lot of satirical comedy in it, but yeah, it's a little bit more lighthearted than the book, but definitely close to the spirit of it.
So, what made you go, I'm going to write a story where the protagonist is a zombie, and the love interest is going to be this human female? Where you just all of a sudden just spitballing ideas, and all of a sudden, bam, that's what you came up with?
Well, it started with just the first part of what you just said. I thought that it would be interesting to write a story from that perspective as sort of a way to look at life from a very different perspective, from the perspective of a dead person, and thought it would kind of produce some interesting results to just dive into that headspace and sort of imagine what life would look like from someone completely cut off from it. And I knew I wanted this character to learn and change and kind of become more human and figure out what being human is about. And I figured the best catalyst for that, the best drive for someone to kind of reconnect to being alive is probably love, and being one of the strongest emotions we have. So it sort of just naturally transitioned into a love story of sorts. Very strange and dark and twisted love story.
But you know what? It's great. And the funny thing is, we always laugh that we always have a twisted bent amongst us, and that this fits just like right in
there. Yep.
Right in our wheelhouse. We're like, why aren't there more zombie love stories?
No, I'm sick of vampires.
Yeah.
Why not zombies?
I'm with
Why
you.
Yeah.
not?
Now, I was really impressed with the social commentary that you've got going on in the first 4 minutes that I saw in that of the movie, that they were basically talking about. It was the zombie shuffling through the mall,
The
airport, and he's talking about how it's it'd be nice if everybody talked and communicated and interacted together. And you see this shot of modern day, and nobody's interacting, nobody's doing anything. They look exactly like the zombies. There's no difference between the zombies and the human people, and I'm hoping that continues on throughout the theme of the book and through the movie.
Yeah, that definitely is a running theme. Is that a lot of the humans, especially in the book, it's kind of even more underlined that there's at the extreme ends of both of these types of humanity. There's people that are pretty far gone. In the zombies case, there's zombies that are even less human, which are kind of the antagonists because they have no connection left, and they're just kind of like withered skeletons. And then on the human side, there's people that are technically alive, but only technically, and don't really have much heart left in them.
Wow. And it just
start blurring the lines. I love the blurring of the lines. That's awesome.
That is really cool. So you said there's going to be a sequel to all of this?
Yeah, that's my current project. I kind of just wrapped up this prequel interlude that will sort of bridge the gap between Warm Bodies and the sequel that I'm doing now. And I'm not sure. I'm early in that process. I don't have a title or like a story synopsis by any means yet, but that's kind of what I'm diving into currently.
Wow. So we've kind of caught you right on that cusp of starting to piece together the synopsis and where you want to take the characters and all that.
I mean, I have the story in my mind. I just haven't fleshed it out well enough to give it like a 30-second pitch.
No, and that's fine. I definitely don't expect that, especially because we got you right.
Well, and plus, we don't. I mean, all the questions I have would probably spoil the movie and the book for me, and I'm not ready for that yet because I got to read it.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. We want people to go out and check it out, and
absolutely, and do check it out, because if you have not watched this on YouTube, the trailer is available on YouTube, and the first 4 minutes are available. And I think you'll be as pleasantly surprised as we were on it. It was it's a brilliant little take on zombies.
and Isaac, how long has the book been out for then?
It came out in April of 2011.
Okay, so it's been out.
So not very long.
Yeah, been out for a couple of years. But I'm surprised that with we've talked about the trends in movies, and vampires are a big thing, and urban fantasy. And I'm surprised that zombies are pretty big, and that it took a while for now people finally are really going to find this book. It seems like.
Yeah, it was kind of the situation was a bit weird with the release of the book, because at the time the book came out, the movie was already in process and early production. So the strategy, I'm assuming, was kind of, let's just wait till the movie comes out and it'll take care of the marketing for us. So there was some marketing was done, but I think there was not as much of an effort as there would have been because of that fact, because it's true. I mean, the amount of marketing that a publisher can put behind a book, especially a debut novel, is a tiny drop in the bucket compared to a national film.
And
so,
I'm sure the production company is going to just put tons of money. Not only if you like the movie, read the book now, and hopefully that'll fill the coffers.
Just a waiting game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I've been patient for these last 2 years, knowing that this would be where people actually know it exists. So
yeah, and all your friends are like, yeah, Isaac, sure, movie, whatever.
Yeah.
All right, so now you have the opportunity here as the author. What is the takeaway that you want the audience to really get from the book and the movie that's coming out?
Oh man, it's always tough to sum it up quickly without it seeming a little bit cheesy. But I guess kind of like I mentioned in telling the description of the story, it's kind of just about being human and about being not just walking around, but really engaging with life. So the process of watching these characters go through that, even some are dead and some are living, and they're both kind of trying to live better and more. And that's kind of the main theme of the whole thing.
All right. Well,
awesome.
Well, Isaac, real fast, where can people find information about you and your book?
Probably the quickest place would be my blog, which is burningbuilding.com.
Okay.
That has all the most up to date, and it's updated a bit more frequently than other areas. But
and I'm sure you're on the Facebooks and the Twitters.
Yeah, I have there's a fan page for the book and for myself, which both kind of have different information on them, and then I actually have an official website, isaacmarion.com, which is kind of just a collection of all the different avenues that I have.
Awesome.
Fantastic.
Awesome. Well, Isaac, we are all out of time, but thanks for speaking with us today. It's been awesome talking with you.
All right, thanks a lot.
All right, folks, go out, check it out. Warm Bodies, Isaac Marion, and we will be back with more Slice of Sci-Fi right after this.